David Clary here along with Scott Munger here at Blankenship Field, and we're about to kick off the ball game. The Wildcats taking on the Clinton Dragons, and what a great night it's been already with the reunion of the 1991 Wildcats. Brett Beeler's got the ball on the tee. The Wildcats will be kicking from left to right, and we're about underway here from Blankenship Field as Brett Beeler makes his approach. And here's the start of the ball game. It's a high line drive kick, end over end, into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. First down, here comes a run off by Austin Powell, and he is buried on a nice tackle by Oak Ridge's Alex Ingham. That'll bring up second down and about 6 yards to go for the Wildcats as they come up to the line. The quarterback is Alex Willard of the Clinton Dragons. He'll have one receiver to his right, two to the left. Second down and about 6 yards to go. Willard barks the play, has the play from the sideline, looking over and giving it over to his receivers. Wildcats have a four-man front. Little confusion in the backfield as they get set. Willard, second down, 6 yards to go. Here's the snap. He rolls to his right, looks to pass, might run it, and he's going to be pursued and pushed out of bounds by Deron Williams, just shy of the first down at around the 29-yard line, where it'll be for the Clinton Dragons now third down and about a yard to go. The ball just outside, or just inside the 30-yard line. Officially, they're going to say he went out at the 28-yard line, making it third down and about 2 yards to go. Scott Munger will be joining us here a bit here on Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15. We're also on prepradio.com. Tonight's ball game sponsored by The Haunting at Elizabeth Clare's in Clinton, the haunted house. We'll hope you'll go out and support it. Third down, about 2 yards to go. There's a fumble on the play, and it's going to be loose on the ball. I think the Wildcats are going to recover it. The Wildcats are signaling they have recovered the fumble. Ball is loose on the ground, and I think the Wildcats, Zach Clark comes up with the ball, and indeed the Wildcats will have it. First down, 10 yards to go as the Wildcats get a turnover from the Clinton Dragons, and the Wildcats will have great field position here early in the first quarter. Oak Ridge trying to knock off the Dragons for the second time in a row. As they come to the line of scrimmage will be the 25-yard line of Clinton. The quarterback will be the senior, Bradley Zulliger. The offensive line, the center is Kevin Crane. The guards are Wesh and Ramsey. The tackles are Camden Clark and Aaron Flowers. Bradley Zulliger from around the 25-yard line rolls, looks to his right, fires a pass in the flat, complete to Ethan Wheeler, and he is tackled at around the 16-yard line by Austin Powell. Bradley completes his first pass of the game. It's close to a first down. I believe it'll be about a yard short, bringing up for the Wildcats second down and about 1 yard to go. We're in the first quarter, scoreless ball game. The Oak Ridge Wildcats and the Clinton Dragons. The rivalry that dates all the way back to 1943. As the Wildcats come to the line, Ethan Wheeler splits out to the left. To the right side wide will go Rashad Gray. Wildcats also have Rian Hall as a receiver on the left side. Matt Moore, the running back in the backfield. And Bradley once again will pass, looks right down the middle of the field, rolls to his right, looks, dumps a pass. Pass is going to be incomplete. Intended out there for Rian Hall at around the 6-yard line. Took out our camera guy, Alex Myers, down on the field. I thought initially the pass was caught, but it's going to be an incompletion, and it'll be for the Wildcats third down and about a yard to go. The ball resting at the Clinton 16-yard line. This drive starting after a Clinton fumble, and the Wildcats are trying to take it in for the first score of the night. Here they come to the line. Will Thompson splitting out to the right side along with Ethan Wheeler. Rian Hall as a receiver splitting to the left. This time under center will go Bradley Zulliger. And there's movement across the line. We'll have to see who jumped off sides. 1991 team was recognized earlier today as the Wildcats. Zulliger once again under center. Third down and about a yard to go. He'll hand it off to his running back, and that will be enough, I believe, for first down yardage as Matt Moore, he had to get the ball to the 20-yard line, and that indeed will be an Oak Ridge first down. It's just inside the 20-yard line. Zulliger once again with the play from the sideline. Quickly, Bryson Rosser giving the plays to the Oak Ridge huddle as Rashad Gray and Ethan Wheeler split out to the left. Actually, Rashad will go to the right. Will Thompson and Wheeler to the left. Backfield split, Matt Moore and Rian Hall. Zulliger drops back to pass, dumps a little screen pass complete to Rian Hall. He's at the 10, at the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Oak Ridge. The Wildcats score. Rian Hall. And the Wildcats have a 6-0 lead here early in the first quarter. And the Wildcats take the lead on a nice pass from Bradley Zulliger. So the Wildcats celebrating in the end zone, getting ready for the extra point, and in to attempt it with 9:36 to play in the first quarter will be the junior place kicker, Brett Beeler. The long snapper tonight is Caleb Clement. He'll be long snapping for Elliott Norman, who is injured in tonight's game. And here's the hold by Brady Hull, and the kick by Beeler is up, and it is good. So a time on the field, our score, the Wildcats of Oak Ridge on top, 7-0. We'll be back with the kickoff in a moment. And here it is. It's high, a little shorter this time. We'll be angling towards the sidelines, and we'll roll out of bounds, and that'll be a penalty against the Wildcats. So apologize for that, but sometimes, I don't know, sometimes even everything was working before the games. And how many times has that happened to us when everything has been perfect and got a snafu a little bit? But Wildcats score a touchdown by Rian Hall there. Just a fourth down play, really nice play. See what the Wildcats can do defensively here.
Yeah, I mean, that play was set up really well, and you look on that play, Bradley Zulliger looked to his left, and it looks like the whole defense went that way. Oak Ridge snuck out a couple linemen to the right, along with Rian Hall, dumped them the ball, and just clear sailing into the end zone for a beautiful looking touchdown.
And here they come. They'll take over 1st and 10. The ball's at the 35-yard line. I still see fans filing in. Four-man front, the Wildcats on top, 7-0. We're in the first quarter. Handoff goes to the back, and he is popped. Nice tackle there by Alex Ingham as he upends him right at the 35-yard line. I was trying to set the starters earlier when they fumbled. The Wildcats on the line have Aaron Flowers and Deron Williams. They are the ends. The tackles, Darius Patterson and Tyler Jarnigan. The linebackers tonight, Luke Mears, Zach Clark, and Ethan Grumsky. The corners are Jalen Miller and Brady Hull. The safeties are Ingham and Rashad Gray. Clinton, second down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 35-yard line. They're moving right to left here. Blankenship field. Powell, the lone running back. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Handoff goes to Powell, and he is stuck by Ethan Grumsky and company right around the 36-yard line, and it'll now be third down and about 9 yards to go. It's kind of hard to fathom, really. Just, a couple of years ago, Clinton was just on top of things. They had, Stone and Hazelhurst and all those guys, and now they're looking at an 0-8 season. It's kind of hard to fathom how a team can fall so quickly.
Well, but you look at up before that, Clinton was not very good. So, they were not very good. Then there comes Hazelhurst and Stone in that group. They were really good, and then they've gone back. So it's just they just kind of got lucky with that whole group coming in at the same time.
Third down, 8 yards to go. Willard back to pass, might run it, has some running room. He's going to fake the pass. He's going to slide, and he goes down. And I think where they put him down officially, he started his slide at around the 45-yard line, but they put it back behind the 45-yard line, and I think it's about a foot short of a first down.
Well, it's about 6 inches short, and David, it's a great spot because it is right directly in front of me, and with fourth and about 6 inches, Clinton is showing no signs of going to punt it, and it looks like they're going to go for it as Oak Ridge is going to crowd the box.
Alex Willard is the quarterback. He looks over to Josh Kerr, the first-year head coach of the Clinton Dragons, taking some time from the shotgun. They come, fourth down, less than a yard to go. There's movement across the line. I don't know if it was the Dragon receiver number 7, Stephen Antonelli, but he went charging across the line of scrimmage. And if that's the case, and it is, and that's why you're 0-8 right there. You make mistakes like that, and that would have they had less than a foot to go for a first down, and then Clinton's going to working a play, perhaps trying to get the Wildcats to jump off sides, and their receiver jumps off sides.
Yeah, just a horrible play. And again, you're looking at 4th and 6 inches, and now you're looking at 4th and 5, and just a horrible play that time of the receiver, just not paying attention. And this guy should have been the last person in the world to jump off sides. Great punt over Brady Hull's head.
Picks it up. No, he doesn't. He's going to let it roll dead at around the 11-yard line, and that is where Oak Ridge will take over. First down, 10 yards. yards to go. He got into that one. It was a spiral. It turned over, as they say, and went all the way back on a nice bounce all the way to the 11-yard line.
Well, you know, I actually watched him warm up, David. That's number 7. That's actually the guy who jumped offside, the receiver, but he's also their punter, Stephen Antonelli, and best punt I've seen this year by anybody. I mean, that was just a rocket way over Brady Hull's head as he goes to retreat to get the ball. Decided not to pick it up as Oak Ridge takes over on their own 11-yard line.
Here they come to the line. The Wildcat quarterback is Bradley Zulliger. 7-0 Oak Ridge. 7-11 to play first quarter. Starting this drive from the 11. Bradley's going to hand it off to his back, and there's a nice hole opening across the 20 up to around the 24-yard line. The offensive line was just phenomenal a week ago as Austin Powell makes a stop. Well, it all starts with the center. The interior guys have just been outstanding. The center is Kevin Crane. The guards are Bryce Wesh and Chris Ramsey. The tackles are Camden Clark and Aaron Flowers, and boy, those guys have really been doing it here as of late.
They really, I tell you what, they were so impressive last week. They just manhandled Hardin Valley, and it looks like they're off to a good start this week.
Shotgun formation for the Wildcats. 2 receivers to the left. Zulliger, low snap, hands it off to the running back. Another big hole across the 30 to the 35. Outside he goes. That is Rian Hall, 50, 45-40, 35-30, 25-20. Rian Hall is pushed out of bounds way up the field at around the 16-yard line, where it'll be Oak Ridge 1st and 10.
Well, another job, a nice job of blocking that time, and Rian Hall just gets the ball and just gets on his horse, gets caught. I guess the guy had an angle on him, gets caught about, looks like they're saying maybe he stepped out of bounds on the 15-yard line, but a huge gain by Rian Hall and another first down for the Wildcats.
As the crowd continues to file in, I think on the home side it might be a pretty decent crowd eventually, but as the Wildcats have it, Clinton laid a man onto the field. The chains are just finally put down. Shotgun formation. The chains had not been put in position, and a timeout is asked for, I believe. Didn't see the signal, I guess, but we'll take a break with them. 7-0, Oak Ridge on top. We'll send it back to the station. We'll be back to Blankenship Field in 60 seconds. Welcome back to Blankenship Field. The Wildcats first down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 15-yard line. Once again, the Wildcats will move the ball forward to around the 10-yard line. Rian Hall, the ball carrier, and Ben Ross is the man who makes the stop. It'll be for the Wildcats another sizable gain up inside the 10-yard line. Third down and about 3 yards to go. 6:17 and counting. We're in the first quarter, 7-0. The Wildcats in the lead. Rashad Gray, Rian Hall split to the left. Will Thompson, Ethan Wheeler to the right. And here comes the handoff to Matt Moore. Lowers his shoulder. Not a whole lot of room there. It'll be third down and about 3 yards to go. Connor Gomar just arriving here, so our full contingent of camera guys here. And you kind of figure, I'm looking over here at Packer and those guys doing this rivalry game on TV. I mean, I guess they never really anticipated the Dragons being 0-8 coming into this one.
No, I wouldn't either. You know, normally you talk about Oak Ridge and Clinton, you know, you're going to get a good football game, and 0-6 or 0-8 doesn't cut it at Clinton.
Here's the pitch to the running back, and he's in the end zone. Another touchdown for Rian Hall. Nothing fancy. The Wildcats just got the ball, and Ryan just headed to the pylon, and it's now 13-0 Oak Ridge.
Again, 13-0 Oak Ridge. Rian Hall takes the sweep off the right side and just goes straight for the pylon. It's nice to see Rashad Gray back. It looks like he's, I can't remember if he was in on defense, but I know he was in on offense that play as Brett Beeler comes to attempt the extra point. The ball is snapped, it's placed, it is up, and it appears to be good, and it is.
The Wildcats using a different long snapper today. Caleb Clements taking over that job from Elliott Norman. 14-0 Oak Ridge on top of the Clinton Dragons. 5:32 to play first quarter. You could tell. I mean, he loves this place as Brett Beeler kicks it off again for the Wildcats. High, short. This time will be returnable at the 4-yard line to the 5. It's number 4 running the ball. That is trying to reverse field. He's got a little bit of room, and then he breaks one tackle and is blasted hard at the 24-yard line. The Wildcats, looks like Beeler was involved.
I was going to say, looks like Brett Beeler in there with the cat tackle.
And Ethan Wheeler and Grumsky, I believe. The Wildcats will take over. First down, 10 yards to go. The ball will be at the 24-yard line. Clinton has had one fumble in the game. They turned the ball over, and it ended up being a touchdown for the Wildcats. And then, the Wildcats just marched the ball down the field all the way back from the 11-yard line all the way for a score. And let's see what the Dragons can do. They'll split out 2 receivers to the right. Nick Richmond, along with, I believe, Zach Jeffrin. It'll be a shotgun once again for Willard. 2 running backs with him. Handoff goes to the tailback, trying to get outside, and he is dropped right at the line. Got up to maybe the 25-yard line. Stop is made by Ethan Grumsky tonight, and Ethan's getting the start tonight for Elliott. And, you know, nothing against Clinton, nothing against Campbell County, but if you're going to be without your leading tackler and one of your better running backs, it's good that it's now as opposed to those early ball games, as the Dragons have it. Second down, 10 yards to go, 4:53 to play first quarter, 14-0. The Wildcats in the lead, trying to mercy rule their opponent for, I believe, the 4th consecutive week, as the Wildcats have it on defense once again. Mitch Frames come in as a bad snap, and the quarterback has to fall back on it at the 23-yard line or the 17-yard line. One thing, this kind of goes to me with UT as well. If you have trouble snapping the football, you know, why don't just get under center? I mean, that's the second time I think.
Well, actually, the first time they fumbled on the first series, the quarterback was under center. The center snapped it when the quarterback wasn't paying attention. So, you know, so far there's been 2 fumbles on the center quarterback exchange, one directly and then one out of the shotgun.
It's now 3rd down, 15 yards to go. Now the quarterback Willard's going to hand it to the back, and he has some running room this time, and he is going to almost get a first down before Jalen Miller actually tackles him at around the 30-yard line. Austin Powell's got some quick feet there as he was able to get into the secondary, but because of that poor play on the snap, they'll not pick up the first down. It'll bring up 4th down and a long 4 to go for a first down, and Brady Hull's back to receive the kick once again.
Well, you know, I think much like we went through last week, Austin Powell appears to be their whole team. He's been a standout so far on offense when he's the only person that looks like can run the ball, and has made just about every tackle as well.
Stephen Antonelli to punt the ball away. It's not a great snap, but his punt's away. It's high. Another long kick. Brady Hull's going to field it over his shoulder and will return it. He's at the 20, at the 25, up the field to the 30, lowers his shoulder down to around the 32-yard line, and that is where Oak Ridge will take over. First down and 10 yards to go. The Wildcats on top, 14-0.
Well, I tell you what, maybe it's because of a whole lot of practice, but Clinton's got a punter, that's for sure. I mean, those are 2 rockets. That time he hits about a 60-yard punt, chases Brady Hull all the way back, and a nice return that time by Brady Hull, probably the biggest return of the year.
You know, I'm looking at the play clocks here, and it's the first time I've actually watched them function there. It's going to have to get used to looking at that new addition to the field as the Wildcats have it 1st and 10. Zulliger is the quarterback once again. They'll start this drive at the 32-yard line. Shotgun for him. 2 running backs, 2 receivers to his left, and Bradley wants to pass. Goes deep down the field. Pass is, I believe, intercepted, I believe. Little miscommunication. I think it was intended for Ethan Wheeler. Nick Richmond picks it off. Not so sure about Bradley. Looked up the field. There were 3 white shirts, and pass went strong, and it's an interception.
It was an interception, and I don't think it was a bad throw. It looked to me like the receiver that was going downfield got bumped. He completely stopped his forward progress, and then when Bradley went to throw it, he just overthrew it, and the free safety just jumped all over it, as Clinton will take over on their own 48-yard line.
14-0 our score, 3:04 to play. The Clinton band playing across the field as the handoff goes to the running back, and he is, I guess, bogged down in a quagmire right around the 45-yard line. That is Dylan Dotson on the carry, 5'10", 170-pound sophomore, and I think as he made his cut, and I wasn't down on the field, you were. Is it nasty down there?
Well, you know, I mean, we had a lot of rain over the last 24 hours, and it didn't appear to me that it was really bad. Of course, I wasn't out there cutting. It didn't have my and I wasn't trying to make a lot of cuts or anything down there. Maybe just a couple times just to get warmed up.
Second down, and here's the run up to around the 47-yard line, and that is Austin Powell once again. The Wildcats, Luke Mears, Rashad Gray, Ethan Grumsky, Alex Ingham, and Zach Clark might have been the first man to hit him. Third down, 11 yards to go, 2:13 to play first quarter, 14-0. Next week it's senior night. The Wildcats hosting the Cougars of Campbell County High School. It's back to a 7:30 Friday night kickoff. We're going to talk a little playoffs here here in a bit. We'll talk about the scenarios. The Wildcats are, if the playoffs were to begin today, the Wildcats would be in them, which they were not a week ago. So Wildcats progressing there. 3rd and 11. Willard wants to pass, now wants to run, and he's got some running room. And oh boy, I don't know what happened there. Either he just elected to run out of bounds, but he saw red shirts about to lower the boom on him, and he retreated towards the sidelines, and it's now going to be 4th down and long.
Now what do you do here? Now, you know, they were going to go for it on 4th and I guess about 6 inches, and now it's 4th. They are inside of Oak Ridge territory, and it looks like Antonelli is going to go back, and Clinton's going to decide to punt the ball away.
They list him as 6'4", 195 pounds. 4th down and about 7 yards to go. 1:39 to play first quarter here at Blankenship Field. Punt is away, high spiraling kick. Fair catch is made by Brady at the 9-yard line, and the Wildcat offense will come onto the field. And you know, that's one of the concerns with Bradley Zulliger as of late, not having really the strongest throwing arm because of injury. Trying to get the passing game going once again. I know that is something they want to do. The Wildcats have had so much success in the last several weeks running the ball, but you know, as you get towards the postseason, you want to get back in that throwing form as well.
Well, you know, Oak Ridge has made a living off those short little throws, those very ball controlled, you know, very safe, very high effective pass plays, and you don't necessarily have to go way down the field to get something happening.
Nice block. Here comes the Wildcat back. He's 25 to the 30 and down the field. Wildcats Matt Moore is pushed out of bounds at around the Clinton 46-yard line, and that is where Oak Ridge will have it 1st and 10 as Blake Danner makes a stop for the Clinton Dragons, and that time nothing fancy, just a little sweep to the right side. He had big old Aaron Flowers out there blocking and others, and a nice run by Matt Moore.
Well, it really was, and that time you really got to see his speed. There's just a little quick toss out here, and he just hit the sideline run and finally got run down after about 50-yard gain. Nice play by the Wildcats.
Wheeler and Thompson split to the far left. Wildcats from the shotgun. Zulliger hands it off to Rian Hall, and this time not much room there at all. In fact, Rian Hall is going to be stuck at the line of scrimmage by Hunter Scarborough and Isaac Chapman. It'll be no gain on the play. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. 1:05 to play first quarter, 14-0. The Wildcats on top of the Clinton Dragons. The Wildcats have dominated the series since the early days. The Wildcats have trying to win their 2nd in a row here. Clinton had won 2 in a row as Joe Cobb comes into the ball game. Matt Moore a little hobbled after last week's game against Hardin Valley with an ankle issue, and he is out. Here come the Wildcats. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Zulliger will hand it off to his back, as I see a familiar face in the booth here with us. That is Rian Hall. He brings the ball across the 25-yard line, and that'll be another Oak Ridge 1st down run. Joe Gaddis is in the booth here. We'll talk to him at halftime. We appreciate him coming in as the Wildcats have the ball at the 25-yard line. Maybe you want to do a little color here with me for a bit?
No way I could replace Scott Munger, but I just came up to really shake your hand. I'll come back at halftime.
How's it being back here at Blankenship Field?
Great. Better than I expected.
There's the Wildcats have it. 1st down, 10 yards to go from the 25. Zulliger will run the ball himself, cuts outside and back in, across the 20 down to around the 18-yard line, and that is where the Wildcats will have it. At that point, 3rd down and about 3 yards to go. Was it great seeing all those guys?
It was. I anticipated it being great, and it was greater. And the fact that we're up on Clinton 14-0 in the first quarter even makes it a better night.
Coach, we'll talk again at halftime.
Great.
First quarter has come to a close here, 14-0. The Wildcats on top of the Clinton Dragons. We're going to take a break. We'll send it back to TJ at the station. It's the Wildcats 14 and the Dragons nothing. Welcome back to Blankenship Field. David Clary, Scott Munger, Cameron Gregg with us, along with Thomas Cox, Connor Goldmeyer, Austin Morgan, James Branson, and Alex Myers. We also have our engineers, TJ back at the radio station, Taylor back at the television station. The Wildcats on top of the Dragons 14-0 here at Blankenship Field, as the Dragons will eventually the Wildcats will eventually have it second down and about 2 yards to go. It's a long TV timeout. And, with the chance of having a mercy rule tonight, perhaps they want to get all their commercials in. Second down and about 2. Bradley Zulliger at quarterback, and he'll hand it off to Rian Hall around Camden Clark's block. Can't quite get to the first down. The ball looked like came squirting out of there at around the 15-yard line. And if that's the case, that would be it is another turnover. Rian Hall trying to get some extra yardage. The Wildcats have turned the ball over twice here in the first half, uncharacteristic of them. And back on the field will come the Oak Ridge defense. So that's 2 turnovers here in the first half, and it's 14-0. The Wildcats in the lead. Rian Hall trying to get some extra yards, Scott. Turn the ball over.
I didn't see it. David was talking, but I did see the very end of the play. And again, it's a kind of sloppy there. But Rian Hall once again trying to put forth that second effort, and it's easy to do once you get inside the 15-yard line. You start smelling the goal line, and that time the ball just popped out. Really, Oak Ridge has been pretty fortunate on their turnovers all year long.
Alex Willard hands it off to the back, who might have gained about a yard or two. That moves the ball up to around the 16-yard line. And you're exactly right that and they haven't had a lot of turnovers here as of late.
Well, I'm just thinking. I'm thinking the turnovers that I can remember have been interceptions. I'm trying to remember the last time I can remember them losing a fumble, and I don't know if I can.
Yeah, it's been a while. And as the Dragons have it second down, 7 yards to go. Oak Ridge on top, 14-0 here on this Thursday night of Oak Ridge High School football. Thanks for tuning us in wherever you might be, on the internet or on the radio or on Channel 15. As the Willard will roll, drop to pass, dumps one out of the backfield, and he was his footsteps. He did not want to have any part of the Wildcats. The pass was intended out there to Dylan Dotson. It should have been a completion. He was afraid to get hit and drop the ball.
I hate to say that because I don't know what's going through that mind, but I saw the exact same thing that you did. He was running out there, and he stopped and did not want to catch that ball because he had 2 Wildcats right in his face.
So now it's third down, 7 yards to go. The clock has stopped, 11:05 to play. Willard at quarterback has the play from a set of signals being signaled in from Josh Kerr and the coaching staff of the Dragons. And Willard wants to pass, no pressure. A little pass out here, safe for completion for a first down. That was a nice pass out there by Willard, and it is a first down at around the 26-yard line. Just got enough for the first down. Nice pass that time by Alex Willard.
It was, and a nice little play over there. The receiver just goes down, gets right in front of the first down marker, maybe a yard beyond it, gets on the sideline. The quarterback sees him, throws a nice pass, kind of a little sidearm pass out there, but I believe that was Clinton's first down of the ball game.
Lackluster first half in terms of, I don't know, it's just kind of different here.
It is kind of different. Like you said, it may have something to do with the fact that we're enclosed and we got the heater on and got the window down, but Oak Ridge so far has had 2 turnovers. Very uncharacteristic. I'm all for it.
Let's do it. We're pulling up our window here so we can get a little more involved as the handoff goes to the running back, and he is belted at the line of scrimmage. You kind of feel like you're a little bit more into the ball game now.
I agree. It makes all the difference in the world now. It won't be as warm, but it's not that bad. And that time it looks like Clinton just runs the ball off tackle for little to no gain.
10 minutes, 14 seconds to play here in the second quarter, and I like it a little bit better. It does sound more like a football game down below as the Dragons have the ball at the 27-yard line. Willard is the quarterback. Little running backs, I guess, compared to him, since he is 6'4". 2 receivers split to the right. Single man to the left. Second down, about 11 yards to go. Not quite. 9:52 to play. Willard, straight drop. The Wildcats have put little pressure on him. He's going to roll, might run it. Now he's going to be sacked big time by Ethan Grumsky back at the 20-yard line. Willard made a bad mistake that time. It was either run it or throw it out of bounds. He just let Ethan catch him and sack him.
And I tell you what, Ethan's got some wheels. He closed in a hurry. You could see from up here, I didn't know if he was going to be able to catch it before he got to the sideline, and he got him about the number. So Ethan did a really good job coming from his linebacker position to contain the quarterback.
It'll be 3rd down and 14 yards to go now after the sack. Willard looking over to the sideline for the play. Barks the play out to his receivers, 3 of them to his left. He's got a lone man to his right. That lone man is split on the near side. I from a 1 running back. Willard wants to pass, lots of pressure. Screen pass, another. Once again, that was intended for Austin Powell, and the Wildcats smelled that one out because Oak Ridge was right there, and Austin Powell didn't want to catch that one.
Well, I'll tell you what, it looks like the quarterback really, what it looked like to me, what he did, he threw the ball too quickly. They were trying to set up a screenplay, and he didn't give the defensive lineman of Oak Ridge time enough to get in his face, and then you dump it over him. He threw it so quick that Deron Williams was right in the face of the receiver, and a nice job that time by the Oak Ridge defense.
And the Dragons will punt once again. Good snap. Here's the kick. It's high, very short, off the side of his foot this time. But it will take a nice bounce and then will be downed by Brady Hull at the 39-yard line. And you don't see Brady do that very often. He dove for it, and I thought he almost was going to scoop it up and run with it, but he just fell on it. It'll be 1st and 10 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats with a couple of turnovers here. Want to tell people, as the Wildcat offense, I see the guy in the red hat is out on the field right now, so I believe we'll have a timeout. I want to remind people that the Oak Ridge basketball program is having a tip-off banquet with guest speaker Dane Bradshaw on November the 10th. That'll be at 6:30 at the Wildcat Arena. It is a fundraiser for the program for $20, and you can get tickets from the players or Coach Green, and that'll be on November the 10th, and Dane Bradshaw actually will be the guest speaker. So the Wildcat offense is on the field. The ball's at the 39-yard line. It'll be 1st down, 10 yards to go. Bradley Zulliger at quarterback, and he'll little screen pass out here to Rashad Gray, and up the sideline. There he goes across the 50. Just absolutely poor defense, as they had 2 white shirts there, but Rashad Gray ran right past him and moves the ball all the way in the Dragon territory, all the way down to around the 32.
Well, I tell you also, he got a great block by Rian Hall. Rian Hall, there was 3 defenders out there. Ryan took 2 of them out, and then Rashad Gray beat the other one. So nice play that time, but a really nice block by Rian Hall.
And it's great to have Rashad back out there. He just got his bell rung at Carnes and had to sit out last week. Brady Hull's in the game as a receiver, split to the left. The Wildcats 2 to the right, 2 to the left. 14-0. Oak Ridge in the lead from the 33-yard line. He fakes the short one, goes deep to a wide open Rian Hall. Touchdown, Oak Ridge. Boy, he faked the short pass, and the defensive backs bid on it, and there was nobody even close to Rian Hall.
I mean, you saw that from up here, just so easy. And again, it's just the old pump and go, and you play in your backyard so many times, and that Bradley pumps the ball, and then nobody around Rian Hall anywhere. And I guess was that 7 touchdowns out of the last 8 for Rian Hall?
I believe so, as Brett Beeler attempts yet another extra point. 8:34 to play, second quarter, 20-0. Here's the kick. It's up, and it is no good. Missed kick by Beeler. 20-0 our score. We'll be back with a Wildcat kickoff following this 2-minute timeout. Welcome back to Blankenship Field. Brett Beeler to kick off for the Wildcats. 20-0 our score. Oak Ridge in the lead. 8:34 to play. Here comes Brett Beeler's kick. It's high. It's going to be in and out of the end zone right there. Kind of surprised at that. I guess they want to take it at the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st down, 10 yards to go. The ball for the Dragons at the 20.
Good start once again by Oak Ridge. I guess they put 20 up on the board. They have turned the ball over twice. They had an interception on a Bradley Zulliger throw, and I think Rian Hall turned the ball over on their last possession. Other than that, Oak Ridge has played very well, and the defense to this point has only given up 1 first down.
20-0 our score. 8:34 to play, second quarter. Here come the Dragons to the line. Let's see what Willard and company can get going here. They have Austin Powell, I believe, in the backfield. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Full house backfield. Handoff goes to Powell, and he tries to dive over big Mitch Frame, and I don't think there's a lot of room to get over Mitch Frame down there, and he's tripped up by Alex Ingham. It'll be a nice gain of about 3. 2nd down, 7. 8:20 to play here in the second quarter, and I still continue to not look at the play clocks here. I've only looked at it once the entire first half. And they're a new addition here for those of you who are not at the game. To play clocks in either end zone with 25 seconds.
They're really bright. I mean, they look great.
Yeah, they're awesome. Second down and around 6 yards to go. Handoff goes to the tailback, and he comes out of there, and he's got some running room. He's at the 30. Flags are down.
Yep.
And he's going to just wait for the Wildcats to come tackle him. That is Dylan Dotson, another young player. They've got a lot of young kids playing. 5'10", 170. And I didn't see the hold. Did you?
Oh, it was a big-time hold. Looks like Jalen Miller down here, number 7, almost tackled Jalen Miller, and I saw that, and it's exactly where it was thrown, and that will be a hold against the Dragons.
Dale Condra signals it, and indeed he was able to get the ball up to the 30. I think the flag went down right at the 30. 7:50 to play. The Wildcats, the 2 turnovers. Oak Ridge hasn't really been slowed down offensively. They have slowed themselves down as they step the ball back, and it'll be put down immediately back at the 20-yard line. And that's where the Dragons have it. Second down, 10, 7:49 to play. Not a bad crowd now on the Oak Ridge side. The Clinton fans sparse across the field there. Smallest Clinton crowd I've seen
ever. And like you said, the Oak Ridge crowd has definitely picked up, I guess, since 7:30.
Right, as the Dragons have it. Second and 10 from the 20. Willard at quarterback. Straight drop to pass, feeling a little pressure. Rolls to his right, fires a pass out here, and it is caught by Antonelli right at around the 30-yard line. Defending out there was Miller and Mears. If it's at the 30, that should be a first down. Luke Mears is the guy who knocked him out of bounds. The nose of the ball shy of the 30, so it's third down and less than a yard to go for a first. The Dragons trailing 20-0. And one thing, the Wildcats have not played really good football at home here at Blankenship Field this year, and this is not really their best effort tonight here, at least in the first half.
So far, and like you said, these guys get on the road other than that Maryville game, and they have, and I think I heard you say interview somebody who said they would rather play at home, play on the road than at home.
Nice stop. Let's see if his forward progress is going to give him a first down. Zach Clark was up there along with Grumsky. They're going to say his forward progress was to the 30, and that will be a first down. Hesitant, is that a good word for their backs? I believe when they get the ball, hesitant a little bit.
It looks like we'll be on the positive side and say they're really, really patient.
Patient's a good word, I guess, as the chains are going to be stretched. 7:29 to play, second quarter. But as I mentioned, the guys that are actually performing out there, a lot of them were sophomore guys, and Wildcats a little bit more experienced. And when you haven't really had a lot of success like the Dragons haven't had this year, you start kind of not believing in yourselves. And the Dragons.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you look at their offensive line; they're certainly not small.
No, they're big. They're bigger than we are for sure. As Wildcats defense settles in once again, it'll be first down, 10 yards to go. The ball's at the 30. Willard from the shotgun once again. Wildcats playing with their starters here. Handoff goes to the running back, and he slips a tackle on the left side, and it is finally tackled, I think, out there by Luke Mears. That's Austin Powell once again on the carry. And it'll be a nice gain up to around the 35-yard line. Wildcats have Deron Williams and Aaron Flowers, Patterson and Jarnigan on the defensive line. The linebackers are Mears, Clark, and Grumsky. The corners are the same, Miller and Hall. The safeties are Ingham and Rashad Gray. Second down, 4 yards to go. Handoff goes to the back, and he just got popped at around the 36-yard line. Looked to his left and came back to his right, and Darius Patterson was there to just lower the boom on him. I think he was trying to think that he could make a cut to the outside, and Darius was standing right in his path.
Yeah, he really was. And like you said, as soon as he cut back to his left just a little bit, Darius Patterson kind of had a full head of steam coming, and I know who's going to win that thing every time, and Darius got a nice lick on him.
Third down and about 4.5 yards to go for a first. 6:10 to play second quarter, 20-0. The Wildcats on top of the Clinton Dragons here at Blankenship Field on this Thursday night. Play is signaled in. Play clock is down to 7 seconds. Willard looks it over, and the snap, and he'll hand it to the back, and he is popped big time again by the Wildcats right at the 35-yard line. That time, I think it was at Zach Clark.
I think it's Grumsky again.
Grumsky again. It'll be fourth down, and the Wildcats will get the ball back as the.
I believe Ethan ate some mean pills before this ball game.
Well, you get your opportunity starting because Elliott is hurt, and you get an opportunity and you take advantage of it.
And he's done that and made a lot of good tackles so far. Played very well.
And And Antonelli is in punt formation once again. Brady Hall standing back at the 25-yard line of Oak Ridge, respecting it. And here's the kick. It's high, shorter this time again. And it's going to take a nice bounce, though, and then it is fielded by Brady Hall at around the 24-yard line. I don't know why he just reached in there, unless he thought maybe one of his teammates had touched it, but it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, or maybe he didn't want it to bounce any further back. And the Wildcats take over at the 23-yard line, leading 20-0, 5:13 to play. First half, quarterback Bradley Zulliger has gone all the way. Matt Moore, we're waiting for the man with the red hat to give the signal. He from the TV. And of course, we can look on our screens out to our left. We've got Packer and the boys doing the broadcast just to our left here. Zulliger will come up 1st and 10. The ball is at around the 24-yard line. That is where Oak Ridge has it. Moving right to left, wearing their all Cardinal uniforms tonight. A little quick pass out here to Rashad Gray. Makes a nice acrobatic catch and then is driven back at around the forward progress up close to the 35, and that should be a first down. And one thing I don't know if you've noticed this about Rashad, he's a lot more aggressive this year than he was a year ago.
That's a nice catch. The ball, he just going straight down the field. The ball was thrown just a little bit behind him, had to turn around and kind of do a little pirouette as he catches the ball, but he gains 11, enough for the first down. Nice throw, nice catch by that duo.
Ethan Wheeler, Will Thompson split to the far right, two receivers to the left, shotgun formation once again for Zulliger. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Little quick pass out here to Will Thompson, makes the catch, 35 to the 40 to the 45 to the 50. Will Thompson dragging Dragons down to around the Clinton 42-yard line. 1st and 10, and that's about the first time we've seen Will make a catch and get to show that blazing speed that Will Thompson has down the far side.
Well, I tell you what, he outran the cornerback over there, and also that's a long throw for Bradley. You know, it's not far down the field, but he's on one hash mark and he's thrown it all the way almost to the sideline. So nice throw, and Bradley showed that his arm looks appearing to be healthier and healthier.
Two receivers to the right, two to the left, 4:20 to play. Handoff goes, big hole once again. The Wildcat back. Matt Moore, I believe, across the 35 up to around the 32-yard line of Clinton. The Oak Ridge offensive line opening up some holes once again. 4:07 to play, first half, 20-0. Oak Ridge in the lead, trying to win their 6th game of the year. The Wildcats 5-3, trying to win their 4th in a row. As Bradley brings them up, two receivers to his left and one or two to his right. Matt Moore, the lone running back, 2nd and a yard. Matt gets the call. Matt has a first down across the 30, pushed back at around the 29-yard line, but that will be enough for a first down. 3:43 to play, 20-0 Oak Ridge. As the forward progress indeed to the 30-yard line, 1st and 10. Clock is moving. Bradley Zulliger has the play. He's gone all the way at quarterback tonight. Wildcats will play Campbell County a week from tomorrow here at Blankenship Field. That'll be senior night. We'll hope you'll come out here and support the senior class as they're recognized before the game. 1st and 10. Bradley rolls to his right, looks down the field, dumps it, passes
incomplete.
Intended out there for Ethan Wheeler. Stops the clock with 3:21 to play here in the first half, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
You know, the thing about this schedule, you're kind of front end heavy, where you're playing some really good teams in the front end. Of course, you don't know what Clinton's going to be, but at least this year, Clinton doesn't seem to be very good. Campbell County is not too terribly bad, but they're not great. Kind of hate to play those two teams with that kind of record right before the playoffs.
Right, and
but on the other hand, you get healthy. I mean, maybe you get some injured players back.
2nd down, 10 yards to go for the Wildcats. Bradley wants to pass, goes deep to Rian Hall again. There he is, wide open, touchdown Oak Ridge. Once again, his defender, Dylan Dotson, stopped dead in his tracks, and Ryan went blowing past him. Touchdown Oak Ridge.
Again, David, just a horrible effort by that cornerback. Nice throw, nice catch, and he stopped, David. I don't know if he didn't think the ball was coming or he felt like he had run far enough or what, but he stopped right in the middle of a play and just kind of let Ryan waltz into the end zone. Just unacceptable defense that time by the cornerback over here for Clinton Dragons.
26-0 Oak Ridge. Brett Beeler to attempt yet another extra point. Here's the snap, the hold by Brady Hall, and the kick by Beeler is good. 3:14 to play first half. The Wildcats on top of the Dragons. 27-0. We'll take a break. We'll be back with a kickoff in 60 seconds.
He did though, didn't he? He stopped.
He stopped. Dead stumped. Welcome back to Blankenship Field. The Wildcats getting ready to kick off once again. Here's Brett Beeler's kick. He hits it deep once again. This one's going to be a touchback, sailing in and out of the end zone. Cam Gregg, you had an interesting stat regarding Rian Hall.
Oh, absolutely, Dave. Last week he had 4 touchdowns against Hardin Valley. Again tonight he has 4. He scored 8 of the last 9 touchdowns for the Oak Ridge Wildcats.
So Ryan's really come into his own here. We expected that from him, and as the Wildcats, you played with him as a basketball player and football player, and he's really come into it this year as the Dragon defense has had trouble slowing down the Wildcats to this point. Oak Ridge has slowed themselves down with a couple turnovers, and other than that, the Wildcats have scored on every other drive. As Willard brings them up once again, junior quarterback, his team down 27-0, 3:14 to play second quarter. Handoff to the back, somehow gets through there and breaks into the outside, and down the sideline he goes, pushed out of bounds hard by Rashad Gray.
Oh no!
We're gonna say unnecessary roughness as he goes out of bounds to the 47-yard line, and you know he was still running with the ball.
You know, somebody's got to explain that penalty to me. He didn't tackle him; he shoved him while he was still running inbounds. If they call that what I think it is, I'm sorry, that's a horrible penalty against the Wildcats.
Well, Dale Condrey says it is going to be personal foul against the Wildcats, and so that tacks on extra yardage after a very, very fine run by Austin. The Wildcats have got to get their intensity level a little bit up on defense. They've allowed some plays like that, and then they've stuffed them. As it'll be 1st and 10 for the Dragons. The ball is at the 33-yard line. Willard is the quarterback. 3 minutes to play here in the first half. 27-0 is the score. Here's the shotgun. The handoff goes to the back, and this time he is popped after a gain of about 2, maybe 3. Tackled at around the 29-yard line. 2:53 to play here in the second quarter. 27-0 Oak Ridge.
Did you see the same thing that I saw on that penalty?
I did. I agree.
I mean, he's still running inbounds with the ball, and again, he didn't drive him out of bounds. He pushed him. Just don't agree with that penalty at all.
Second down and 7 yards to go. The ball is at the 29-yard line. You like the heat working in here?
I sure do.
Shotgun formation for Willard. Hands it off to the back. That's Powell. He slips a tackle. Slips maybe a second and moves the ball up to the 25-yard line where it'll be 3rd down and about 3. 2:15 to play second quarter. 27-0. The Wildcats in the lead. Josh Kerr, first year as the head coach of the Dragons. 0-8 coming into this one. His dad, Larry Kerr, is assisting him. Longtime coach. Won a state championship at Halls and has some great years at Anderson County. Officially, it's going to be 3rd down and about 3 as the ball is at the 25-yard line. Willard looking for the play from the sideline. At the 25-yard line, Dragons moving left to right here. Shotgun for Willard. Down to 7 seconds on the play clock. Handoff goes Powell, and he is stood up.
Bam.
And knocked down at around the 23-yard line. Somebody grabbed him, stuck him, Zach Clark, and drove him backwards. It'll be 4th down.
It will be 4th down, and I'm assuming they're going to go for it here. 1 minute, 27 seconds left to go. You're down by 27. The field goal's not going to do you any good. You got to go for it. Speaking of whatever happened to Andy Shattuck?
Andy Shattuck is now living in the Washington, D.C. area. He is an athletic director at a middle school up there. His wife got a promotion and a job up there, and he is living in actually Maryland outside of Washington, D.C.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that just happened this summer as a timeout is asked for. TJ, let's take a quick one. Oak Ridge on top 27-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Welcome back, Blankenship Field. Clinton going for it on 4th down, handoff to the back, and then he is going to be stood up and pushed back, and I don't think he got it. Got a pretty generous spot from the far line judge. See exactly where the ball is put down, and got a nice spot there. Let's see. The Wildcats think that they will take over. In fact, the defense is already coming off the field, and the offense will take over. So Clinton couldn't get that yard, and the Oak Ridge offense has a minute 12 to see what they can do down the field.
I think they're going to try to score. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, you're up 27. In my view, you go full tilt until at least halftime. Then maybe you start calling off the dogs. But this ball game is far from being over. And that time, Clinton had a nice gain, had the big penalty on top of that. Just couldn't capitalize anything after that point.
27-0 Oak Ridge. A minute 12 to play. Zulliger with one lone running back, 2 receivers to the right. Play clock down down to 8 seconds. Zulliger under center Kevin Crane, and he'll pitch it back out to Matt. Matt across the 30 to the 35, first down, up to around the 36-yard line. Clock still moving, although they stop it now with 1:04 to play in the second quarter. It's now 1st and 10 Oak Ridge. 27-0 our score. We'll have halftime stats. Cameron Gregg will do that for us, and we'll have Coach Gaddis will be in the booth here. We'll talk about what he's done since he left Oak Ridge, as Zulliger quickly has the play to the huddle. We're down to 55 seconds and counting. Here they come to the line. Rashad Gray and one other receiver here to the left side. Might be Miller. Two receivers to the right. Shotgun. High snap. Bradley slips. Might run it. Now dumps the pass to a man that's incomplete. And then, right there, why don't you call a penalty? You got the pass was overthrown incomplete. You got Rian Hall totally exposed to the man, and he pops him. I don't think it should be a call.
I don't think either one. That to me, that's football right there. I mean, now if he comes over and really hits him hard out of bounds, he basically, in my opinion, was there and kind of shoved him with one hand. I mean, that's not flagrant or anything, but that to me is exactly what Rashad Gray did to their running back over there on the other sideline.
Two receivers to the left, two to the right. Once again, Matt Moore, the lone running back. 2nd and 10, 39 seconds to play. Bradley back to pass. Little screen pass is caught by Wheeler at the 40 to the 50 to the 45 to the 39-yard line of Clinton. Goes Ethan Wheeler, and that'll be another first down. The Wildcats doing really what they want to do tonight against the Dragons.
They really are. Now you got to watch the clock. I think Oak Ridge has at least 2 timeouts. The scoreboard says it again. They have 2 timeouts. 28 seconds left, and it looks like Oak Ridge may want to call one here, and indeed they will. We will take a break ourselves. We'll be back to Blankenship Field in 1 minute after telling you the score: Oak Ridge 27, Clinton 0.
Back here at Blankenship Field, Bradley Zulliger back to pass. Another little screen pass is caught once again, this time by the Wildcats' Rian Hall. And Rian Hall has another touchdown for the Wildcats. 5 touchdowns in the ballgame for Rian Hall. 17 seconds to play. Put another 6 on the board.
Wow, I'll tell you what, very impressive. Once again, Oak Ridge just runs a little screen play, and the great blocking up front. And as the linemen come out to block, they did a good job. Had a lead blocker as well. And then I believe that is 9 touchdowns, 9 in 2 games for Rian Hall.
5 tonight. The record is 6. Spencer Goldmeyer has that. That's the record for most touchdowns in a single game. And Rian Hall with 5 as the Wildcats now lead at 33-0. And I think they're going to go for 2. So the mercy rule could be in effect, and I think they're going to do that.
I really hope they make it.
33-0 our score. 17 seconds to play second quarter, and Coach, actually Bradley Zulliger didn't like what he saw and then calls a timeout.
Yeah, I think Oak Ridge, I think you're doing the right thing by going for 2 and putting it into the mercy rule category.
And here they come back out on the field once again. 33-0 is our score. We'll have the scoring summary. We'll have the statistics, and former coach Joe Gaddis up here. I formation, the Wildcats going for 2 here. Zulliger pitches it out to Rian Hall. He's got smooth sailing into the end zone, and that is a 2-point conversion for Rian Hall. So 5 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. Later in the Wildcats lead at 35-0. We'll take a break. We'll be back for the Wildcat kickoff in 60 seconds.
I really hope they can. But, that's all right. It's Clinton. That's right. Packers pizza.
Here's the kickoff by Brett Beeler once again. A line drive kick, and that'll be returnable at the 1, to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, and then the tackle is made at around the 25-yard line. The stop is made out there by Oak Ridge, Trajan Spratling and Ethan Wheeler. 9 seconds to play. It's been all Oak Ridge, Scott, and these last, actually counting this from the last 4 ball games, competition has not really been there. The Wildcats have just come out in each of the last 4 ball games strong in the first half, and have just put big numbers up and have kind of just exercised their will. Just think if they hadn't turned the ball over, what the score could be.
Oh, I know, and what that does, I mean, I would assume that Clinton's just going to take a knee here or do something very conservative, down 35-0 with 9 seconds left to go in this first half, and they do hand the ball off to running back again, Powell on the carry. No gain as the first half comes to a quick and abrupt close. looks like you're going to have a slaughter roll coming out in the second half, David, and could be a quick one.
Most definitely, as the two teams head to their respective dressing rooms. 35-0 Oak Ridge. We'll take a break. As the second half is about underway here, the Dragons will kick off to the Wildcats. Do you do an onside kick right now to try to do something?
I don't think an onside kick's going to help Clinton right now.
No, but I'm just trying to generate some excitement. They're waiting for the official, and I'm wondering about the scoreboard to our right, which is not functioning. One to our left is, as the ball is put down. In a minute, Alex Willard, their quarterback, will be their kicker, and you don't see that very often. Sometimes you see linebackers and running backs, but seldom do you see quarterbacks as kickers, as the man with the red hat has given the signal. 35-0 Oak Ridge. Thursday night football next week. Friday night, Oak Ridge and Campbell County on senior night. We'll hope you'll be here. Here's the kick. It's a little squib kick. It's going to be fielded by the Wildcats and fumbled by the Wildcats at around the 30-yard line, and that is where Oak Ridge will take over. First down and 10 yards to go. And I think that was Rashad Gray. Had a little trouble picking it up, and the Wildcat offense is on the field. Do you one series for the first team offense?
You would think so. You'd think you want to get them in and let them get acclimated to coming out of halftime. Wouldn't be surprised to see them. At least obviously this one, maybe a second one, but after that you would think they'd shut it down and start getting some subs in.
Officially, the ball is the nose of the ball right at the 31. Oak Ridge moving left to right if you're listening to us on the radio or on prepradio.com. I formation for the Wildcats. Two receivers to the left. The pitch to the tailback, and that's Rian Hall. He's at the 35 to the 40 to the 45 to the 50 to the 45 to the 40 to the 30-yard line. Makes a cut, and he will if that penalty is against Oak Ridge, I was about to say, if Rian Hall scores right there, that ties Spencer Goldmeyer with 6 touchdowns in a ball game, but I think it's going to come back.
It looks like we had a block in the back down here about the 18, 20-yard line, and indeed it will come back. Tough break for Rian Hall. You'd like to see him, get a record here, and he's clear sailing into the end zone, and they're bringing that thing. It shouldn't be back that far. I mean, I don't know where Oak Ridge is going past midfield, but again, they will take the penalty. They're calling a hold against Oak Ridge, and the ball comes back. Big penalty for the Wildcats.
Now, I didn't see the penalty up the field. I saw the one down the field, but evidently there were 2 flags on that play, and I was just too busy watching Rian and see where he was going to go with the ball. But the way this ball game has gone, regardless of the length of this penalty, the Wildcats have been able to overcome every obstacle that that has been put in their way to this point.
Wow, that's a huge penalty. Of course, they start on the 30 now. That's backed up all the way back to the 20-yard line, and they score a touchdown. So in essence, I guess you can call that an 80-yard penalty.
Right, as the ball is put down at the 20-yard line, where it's now 1st and 20, 9:52 to play. The clock will run continuously because of the mercy rule. Zulliger's going to pass.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. That one was almost intercepted by a big lineman, number 72, Isaac Chapman, 6'3", 260-pound freshman. Almost picked that off, and that's one of the biggest freshmen I think I've ever seen.
And, he's been in on a lot of tackles, too, so he's a pretty athletic. Got him out there at defensive tackle, but, big old ninth grader out there.
Wildcats now have it 2nd and 20. The ball at the 20. The Wildcats wearing their all Cardinal pants, Cardinal jerseys. A rare combination for them with white numerals. Rashad Gray split out to the right. 2 receivers to the left. Shotgun for Bradley. Ball's at the 20. Zulliger rolls. Wants to pass. Does. Pass wide open. Pass is caught at the 30. I think that's Ethan Wheeler perhaps out there at around the 31-yard line. And that is the case. And that gets back the penalty yards. And now it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 10 yards to go. Ethan's been very active tonight as a receiver.
He has. I know Bradley's done a great job, has had very few incompletions that time. You get the penalty yard back, you get 10 of those back, and now 3rd and 10. Be nice to see Oak Ridge pick this up, go ahead and score, and then sit your starters and let these young kids get in.
Will Thompson, Ethan Wheeler, Rian Hall split to the right, Rashad Gray to the left. Oak Ridge, 1 running back, Matt Moore, or is it Joe Cobb? Bradley rolls to his right, wants to pass it, does. Ryan's got it, but he will not pick up a 1st down. He'll be at the 35-yard line. Flags are down on the play. Have to check the penalty. Let's see if it's against Oak Ridge. We'll see whether if Clinton even elects to take it. They're going to say, as Dale Condra says, ineligible receiver downfield against the Wildcats. One thing that Coach Blade does not like, regardless of the opponent, he wants everything to be as if they're playing Maryville and just kind of playing, and he won't like that right there.
No, and again, Oak Ridge has stumbled a little bit coming out of the gate, had the penalty, now another penalty, ineligible downfield. So I assume that's one that you have to take, because I think if they don't get the first down, you would assume that Clinton would have declined that penalty, which now is going to bring up 3rd and 15.
7:39 and counting, 35-0 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats and Dragons here from Blankenship Field on this Thursday night. The mercy rule in effect here, as the Wildcats will come from the shotgun. They need to get to about the 42-yard line for a first down. Zulliger, a straight drop this time across the middle. Pass is caught for a first down. Rian Hall across the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 Oak Ridge. Rian Hall has been spectacular tonight and the last several ball games, and just a nice throw by Bradley.
Well, I tell you what, that starts with great pass protection. Bradley Zulliger, just a straight drop back, and has all day to throw back there. Picks out his open receiver, Rian Hall. First down, Wildcats.
6:55 to play. Here comes Oak Ridge to the line quickly. Will Thompson, Ethan Wheeler to the right. The Wildcats have Gray and one other receiver to the left, and the Wildcats will pitch it out here to Matt Moore. Matt Moore needs a block across the 50-yard line. Nice tackle out there by Clinton. Still a nice gain as Moore rumbles into Dragon territory. A little slow to get up. The Wildcats can ill afford to really lose him right now, because they're without Elliott Norman, one of their top running backs, and he was injured actually last week in the Hardin Valley ball game, and that's tough. I think the training staff out there to attend to him, maybe Dr. McMahon, and they kind of roll him over. I'm not exactly sure what's wrong with him. Why don't you want to take a break here, Scott? Wildcats in the lead, 35-0. I see Ron Gray in attendance here today, former assistant coach of the Wildcats. I think when you there's a lot of good stuff has happened here tonight. A lot of people have seen people they haven't seen in several years, and it's almost like a homecoming. The alumni go home happy, and you get to see a lot of friends that you haven't seen. It's been a really good night.
It has. We got to do this last year and the year before that with my state championships, and it's always great to see you when you spend. It seems like you're growing up with these kids, and you play football with them. You're with them all the time. You all go your separate ways. It's really nice to connect back with them, and it's for the majority of the time, it's like you never missed a minute with them. So your friends that you play football with are the friends that your friends for life.
Did you hear me say what Mike Underwood and this class are doing about the scholarship money they're putting together?
I did. What a great job that they've done a great job on that.
That class getting together, and what they're going to do is collect money, and they're going to give out a scholarship annually. That's the goal, to an Oak Ridge football player that wants to walk on someplace that might be in an expensive school, and this coaching staff will determine that. I think it's a great scholarship, great idea, and great for the class of 91. Second down, then about 4 yards to go. Zulliger, little quick pass out here to Will Thompson. Will Thompson splits the defense across the 40, down to around the 35-yard line. You and I were talking during the break about the potential passing yard record going down tonight. Jared Tharp holds that record and has since that Oakland ball game at Laverne several years ago. Speaking of Laverne, Stanton Stevens is at Laverne High School. They play CAK tomorrow, incidentally, but that was at Laverne. I remember that very well. Another first down for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge, which has run the ball so successfully the last several weeks, has been able to do it any way they want to tonight. A little quick pass out here to Brady Hull. Brady at the 30, 25. Brady Hull might take it into the end zone. No, he's going to be pushed out at around the 7-yard line. It's good to get Brady back involved with the offense. He's done such a fantastic job at corner this year, and has had a nice career at receiver really since his sophomore year, getting a chance to play, but hasn't been quite as active with the talented stable of receivers that Oak Ridge has, and it's good to see Brady, and almost got his second touchdown of the year.
Yeah, almost. Again, just a little quick pass out there. Great block, and I believe it's Will Thompson had a nice block up there from his receiver position to free Brady Hull.
Wildcats with Rian Hall in the backfield now. Here comes Bradley, wants to hand it off to Rian, and Rian is going to move the ball across the 5 down to around the 3-yard line. At this stage in the ball game, you start thinking, I know you want this group to score here one more time and get them out of here, but I go back to that game, Brian Leffler was in the booth here a little while ago, his senior year when Zach Zulliger got hurt in the Campbell County ball game, I believe it was, and he wasn't able to play in the playoffs.
And that's when Bradley came in.
Right. Zach became quarterback. Right. Thank you, Cameron and Scott. Been talking to all these old guys. I guess I fit right in there. But, that's what my point the same. When do you start thinking, well, when they score here, I guess, as the Wildcats, Zulliger will, I don't know, they're having some trouble with that scoreboard over there. Zulliger will pitch it out to Rian Hall, and Rian Hall has his 6th touchdown of the ball game. Easy for the Wildcats, as with 4:15 to play here in the third quarter. I'm looking down at the field there at Spencer Goldmeyer. His record has now been tied by Rian Hall, and he doesn't care about things like that one bit.
No, absolutely. He just wants to make sure his linebackers are in position to make plays, and that time just a quick toss to the left side. And again, 6 touchdowns in one game, 10 touchdowns in 2 games. You know how many people who play their whole career and don't score 10 touchdowns?
As the kick is up and good, we've got a 42-0 lead for the Wildcats, 3:40 to play in the third quarter. The Wildcats have dominated the series. Clinton will see better. They'll have better days. This is a young team, a lot of sophomores as I look at their roster playing tonight. The numbers are not big. As Brett Beeler kicks off, high kick. It's going to be Austin Powell fielding it at the 2, then fumbling it into the end zone. And that is a touchback. It'll be Clinton taking over, first down, 10 yards to go. Ball will be at the 20-yard line. I noticed that regardless of what happens, the Oak Ridge kickoff team has to all go. If the ball goes in the end zone, every player has to go to the end zone. I noticed that just now. Zach Clark and Trajan Spratling got knocked down there, and even though the player was dead, they got up and ran to the end zone, which is, I guess, a tribute to their coaching. As the Wildcats will go back on defense, let's see if we got some new players in there. No, it looks like we got some of the mainline guys in there. As the Wildcats lead it, guess one series of defense to let them get a little taste of it, as there's a big hit at the line of scrimmage. You don't want to let them not play at all in the second half. As Tyler Jarnigan makes a stop, the Wildcats have Luke Mears along with Zach Clark and Ethan Grumsky playing linebacker, Deron Williams, Aaron Flowers are the ends, Patterson and Jarnigan the tackles. The corners are Hull and Miller. Safeties are Ingham and Gray. 2:25 to play third quarter, 42-0. The Wildcats stall over the Dragons here on this Thursday night. Shotgun for Alex Willard at the 20-yard line, second down. Wants to pass, floats one out here. It's going to be caught. And then a tackle is made at the 25-yard line. Nick Richmond was the receiver, and he has dropped down at the 25-yard line. The Dragons have had 2 weeks to prepare for the Wildcats, and Coach Blade told me, he was a little concerned about that. He said, you give any good coaching staff 2 weeks to prepare, anything can happen, but just personnel difference here. The Wildcats a little bit better in terms of talent than this Clinton team, at least a little bit more experience. That might be the key there.
Maybe a lot. It's just kind of it's a big mismatch. But again, this Clinton team will get better as the years go on.
Austin Powell has a first down run up the sidelines and then is pushed out of bounds. The Dragon faithful were hoping it would go a little farther than it did. I think officially he might have gone out of bounds. I'm not exactly sure. They're standing at around the 43-yard line. I think that's where Clinton will take it. First down, 10 yards to go. Minute 13 to play, third quarter. 42-0. Oak Ridge on top.
I tell you, Austin Powell's a good little player, David. That time he sees a crease and showed pretty good speed and gets the corner, and a big game for the Clinton Dragons.
Under a minute to play third quarter, and the Dragons just trying to get on the scoreboard right now. First team defense is still in there for Oak Ridge. maybe for another 50 seconds or so, as Willard brings him up 1st and 10 in Dragon in Wildcat territory. And Willard's going to roll. A little pass out of the backfield is caught. And then he makes a nice little move and moves the ball across the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Nice pass, or nice catch by Willard on the pass. And it'll be another first down for the Dragons as Ingham makes a stop with 29 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Boy, it goes by quick, doesn't it?
It does. When they just let it go. And, you know, the good news is it is a school night, but it's still after 9 o'clock because of the television timeouts. It's been a little bit longer. Willard, first down, 10, 13 seconds to play, 15 on the play clock. See if they get the play off here in the 3rd quarter, or we'll do it in the 4th. He will get it off. Hand off to the running back, and he's met at the line. No gain as the 3rd quarter comes to a close. 42-0, Oak Ridge on top. We'll be back to Blankenship Field. The Wildcats comfortably in charge. We'll be back following this 2-minute timeout. Welcome back, Clinton. Quarterback rolling and is about to be sacked, and is. Dropped to the line of scrimmage out there by Oak Ridge.
So Ethan Grumsky.
And there'll be no gain on the play. Fake the handoff and just roll to the short side of the field, and the Wildcats were right on top of it. It'll be, let's see now, for the Dragons. I guess it'll be 2nd down. I think there's a penalty I didn't see against Oak Ridge. They're going to step it off to the 25-yard line. It's kind of hard to keep your concentration level in a game like this. A lot of the fans have decided to head on out of here on this rivalry Thursday game. So it'll be 2nd down and about 5. The nose of the ball right around the 25-yard line. 11-18 to play. The Wildcats in the lead, 42-0. As the shotgun for Willard, and he hands it off to Powell, and he's moving the ball forward for a gain of about 2, maybe 3, as Aaron Flowers makes the stop for the Wildcats. Chris has Tony Hall in the ball game for the Wildcats. Let's see. Looks like perhaps, well, that's Zach Clark. He's still in there. 3rd down and about 2 yards to go. 10:52 to play in the ball game. The clock running continuously. The mercy rule in effect here. 42-0. The Wildcats in the lead. The ball is at the 23-yard line. And let's see what Willard can do under center. One lone running back. He fumbles the snap, picks it up, and is blasted. You know, they had an opportunity right there to perhaps get a first down, but he drops the snap right at his feet, and the Wildcats had 3 red shirts right on top of him, so now it's about 4th down and about 3 yards to go. That's a tough play for the Dragons right there.
Well, it is, and they've had 2 or 3 or 4 now bad quarterback-center exchanges in that time. It looks like the ball was hit right into the quarterback's hands. He dropped it, just kind of stood there for a second as they maybe lose about a half yard. 4th down and long 2. Obviously, Clinton needs to pick up this first down if they want to score in this ball game.
They've got 2 receivers splitting out to the right, including number 6, Nick Richmond once again. Got a single man to the left. That's Antonelli. Backfield, they have Powell. The quarterback has gone all the way, and that is Alex Willard. 4th down and a long 2 to go for a first. From the shotgun, we'll hand it to the back, and he will not get the first down. He is dropped at the 22-yard line. A little quick play, and the Dragons, the shutout continues here. Scott Munger, the Wildcat defense, you know, bends a little bit, but they don't break, and Wildcats going for their first shutout out of the season.
Well, they did. I didn't realize it was the first one, but at that time they had a chance to pick up a first down. Powell slips as he's going out, and Oak Ridge will take over. It looks like you see a lot of subs getting ready to come into the game as the 25-second play clock has already started. Oak Ridge is still huddled up on the sideline, need to get in and get this play going.
You stay out. Okay. Here come the Wildcats on the field. The Wildcats, I see Cameron Brooks, Jared Young coming in the ball game, a host of other players. The Wildcats, Garrett Sieber is going to be on the line. The quarterback is going to be Jalen Henderson. Caleb Clement, it will be the center. Flag on the play. It's going to be delay a game against the Wildcats, and you know, yeah, they got the young guys in and didn't get the play in, and I guess with the 25-second clock.
Well, they had them huddled up, and you know, it wasn't necessarily the players' fault. They were huddled up on the sideline with about 10 seconds left to go in the play clock.
First down, 15 yards to go. Henderson hands it off. Boom. Big stick right on the running back, who's popped right at the line of scrimmage. And the ball carrier was Robert Valdez, coming off of a fine game a week ago against Hardin Valley. 8:13 to play in the ball game and ticking on down. 42-0. The Wildcats headed for victory number 6, and they can finish 7-3 if they beat Campbell County next week.
JV and freshmen still playing?
They are. They will play the Dragons here at Blankenship Field Monday. 5:30 will be the freshman game. Second down, 15 yards to go. Pitch out here goes to Valdez. Valdez at the 20, the 25, up to the 28-yard line. Closer to the 27-yard line goes Robert. It'll be shy of a first down. It'll be third down and about 5 or 6 yards to go for a first.
Hey, just wanted to mention to everybody, big soccer game tomorrow night. The Oak Ridge Lady Wildcats will be taking on the Hardin Valley Hawks for the championship of the district. That'll be home game, 5 o'clock tomorrow night.
Hopefully everybody will come out and support the Lady Cats. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Here's the pitch out here to Valdez with a blocker in front. Turns the corner, 30 to the 35 to the 40 to the 45-yard line. Robert Valdez moves the ball to around the 47. It'll be 1st and 10. Oak Ridge, the Wildcats moving the ball with 7 minutes to play in the ball game. And of course the clock has been running continuously since the start of the second half. Wildcats waiting for the play. I think Kevin Steen's going to bring it in from Bryson Rosser, assistant coach of the Wildcats. Robert's going to check out. The Wildcats have Blake Goins in at receiver, Richard Turner at receiver, along with Cameron Brooks and Jared Young. Check some of those offensive linemen as the Wildcats settle back here. 1st and 10. 48-yard line. Here's the pitch to Steen. It's not a good one. The ball's loose on the ground. Let's see who's got it. The Dragons signal they've recovered a fumble. Another turnover for the Wildcats. They've had a couple in this one. The ball is pushed up the field, and the Dragons have the ball. So pitch was not good. Kevin never really caught it cleanly, and then when he tried to grab it, he pushed it up the field a bit, and the Wildcats turned the ball over.
Yeah, tough break. You know, you want to see those young kids come in and do well, and that time, you know, pitch wasn't great, maybe catchable, but again, Oak Ridge has their 3rd turnover of the ball game, and it looks like Clinton may have called the timeout.
The Wildcats just now turning the ball over. The Dragons still have their starters in. Want to get on the board against the young Wildcats here with 5:58 to play in the game. Willard hands it off to the back, and he moves the ball forward for a gain of 5 or 6. Shout out goes out to Aaron Cowanbanker listening to our broadcast tonight as Harry Boston makes a stop for the Wildcats. 5:43 and counting. Wildcats in the lead, 42-0. Ball's inside Wildcat territory at the 43. Willard has the play from the sideline, lets the rest of his teammates know what it is, checks his wristband. The Wildcats with a 3-man front will check some of the players on defense here as Oak Ridge leads it 42-0. Once again, here's a run by the running back for the Dragons, and he is finally tackled at around the 27. Oak Ridge has Jabron Smith in the ballgame. That stop is made, though, by Richard Turner. Wildcats also have in the ballgame, let's see, Braylon Redmond in the game, Jason Morrow, Cody Perez, looks like, let's see, Chandler Scott in the ballgame. We're down to 4:53 to play in the game. We also have Trajan Sproutling in the game. 1st and 10, Dragons. And here's the handoff to Powell. Powell trying to get wide and does. Turns the ball up the field and then is tackled nicely out there by Jabron Smith at around the 18-yard line. That was Austin Powell again. Tyler Dowdy's in the ball game. The Wildcats getting in. Payne Atkins. Grumsky's coming back into the ball game. Looks like Chase Forrester coming in. And Sam Gibson in the ball game. Wildcats getting some of their guys out. It'll be 2nd down and about a yard to go. 42-0, Oak Ridge on top as we broadcast here at Blankenship Field. Next Friday, it's Oak Ridge and Campbell County, and that closes out the regular season. Shotgun for Willard once again. 8 seconds on the play clock. Handoff goes to Powell, and Powell ahead of steam for a first down across the 15, down to around the 13-yard line. As the clock continues to move here, 3 minutes, 53 seconds to play. Cody Perez there on the stop. really a nice night here. I can see a little bit of the field getting worn out there across on the hashes across the way. Of course, we had a lot of rain the last couple days, but nobody's really played on the field in a long time. Down to 3:35 and counting. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go for Clinton. The ball is at the 13-yard line. Shotgun once again for Willard. And he'll hand it off to Powell. There's not a whole lot of room there, Scott Munger. He is dropped by the interior part of the line. The back is Reggie Wilcox carrying the ball. And stop is made out there by Oak Ridge. And I think it was Chase Forrester there on the stop as Emery Brickey comes into the game. 3 minutes to play. Wildcats in the lead, 42-0. Dragons have it though at around the 14-yard line, closer to the 13. Second down and about 10 yards to go. Playing out the string here, Willard and the Dragons with his running back in the backfield. That was Wilcox, as I said. And he's going to get the call, and he's moving the ball to the 10 to around the 9-yard line. As looks like Myron Alvarez is coming in the game, and out of the game for the Wildcats will come Oak Ridge's number 74, Cody Perez. 2:26 to play in the ball game. It's now third down and about 7 yards to go. As I'm looking down in the stands here to my right here, and I see Coach Lucier and Coach Gaddis kind of sitting together, still watching the ball game. As Willard hands it off to the back, and he stutter steps his way to close to first down yardage to the 4-yard line, and that is Austin Powell carrying the ball down to around the 3-yard line. He actually to the 4, where it's fourth down and about a yard to go. As Trajan Spratling comes back in the ball game, and I think Clinton will call a timeout. Minute 49 to play in the ball game, 42-0 the score. Dragons did call a timeout with a minute 49 to play here. The Wildcats on top, 42-0. Still some faithful in the stands here, trying to cheer on the young guys here, see if they can hold out the Dragons to keep them off the board here and preserve the shutout. The Wildcats have not posted a shutout, but this year, last time they did it was against Carnes a year ago. As waiting for the official to say the timeout is complete, and Dragons have it fourth down and about a yard and a half to go for a first down. So I know the Oak Ridge defense would love to continue the shutout here right now, as the Wildcats have only had one series of offense, I believe. Am I correct there? Or two series?
Scored a touchdown and then fumbled.
Right. And then on defense, this is their second series, I guess. So
I mean, they fly by, don't they? When you've got that slaughter rule, when the clock runs continuously, you're lucky to get 3 or 4 possessions.
Of course, the only thing kind of slowing it down is the commercials put in the televised part of the game. 42-0 Oak Ridge. Yeah, let's see what the Dragons can do. Full house backfield. They need about a yard and a half. Handoff goes, and I think he got it. And he did get it to around the 2-yard line. And it'll be first and goal for the Dragons at that point. A minute 40 and counting. They've got 2 of their timeouts remaining. There's 96 seconds and counting as Braylon Redmond comes back in the ball game. And the Dragons quickly come to the line, and handoff goes. There's a big stick right at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten the yard up to around the 1-yard line. Let's see if Coach Kerr elects to take a timeout. They're just giving it to Austin Powell, and they're not wasting any time. They just give the ball to the back here. It is second and goal. Chase Forrester there.
They've got 2 timeouts. Why would they not use one?
As here's the handoff again to Powell. He stood up at the line and pushed back nicely. And it's going to be third down, goal to go. We're under a minute to go. Somebody just stood him up and threw him backwards. I'm not sure exactly who it was by the Harry Boston. And now Clinton does call a timeout. Let's take it with him. 48 seconds to play in the ballgame. 42-0 Oak Ridge. Back in 60 seconds. Welcome back to Blankenship Field. Wildcats on top 42-0. McClinton's got the nose of the ball at the goal line. They've got a third down, goal to go. 48 seconds to play. Quarterback Alex Willard will hand it to his back, and he is in the end zone. There is a touchdown for Clinton. So the Dragons are on the board here with 40 seconds and counting. and they'll go for the extra point. 42-6 is the score. So the Dragons score as the clock continues to tick down, and there's the Clinton fight song as they get their fans excited here, as the Dragons will not be shut out, as they'll go for the extra point here.
Well, you kind of hoped you get a shutout, but Clinton fought hard and actually moved the ball down the field after the turnover and put some points up on the board. 42-6, 25 seconds left to go in this ball game.
And they did stop the clock for the untimed extra point. Now play is halted again, and the Dragons, I believe, did they use their final timeout? I think they did. And so, with 25 seconds to play in the ball game, Scott?
I don't know. Number 20 is coming in to kick an extra point, and he comes in the ball game, and everybody kind of goes nuts. So I hope he nails it right through the uprights here, David.
His name is Tom Steyer. He's a 5'9", 180-pounder. And here's the extra point, a good snap. Here's the kick. It's on its way. It looks good, and it is good. And the Dragons have an extra point. It's 42-7, Oak Ridge. We'll be back with the Dragon kickoff following this 60-second timeout. 42-7, the score. The Dragons kicking off here. Wildcats dropping back. Jabron Smith. Here's a little pooch kick. It's going to be fielded by the Wildcats at the 36, and the guy, it was Chandler Scott, I believe, who came up with it. And down to 13 seconds to play, and the two teams are already going to the 50-yard line to shake hands. The Wildcats victorious 42-7, and this one is over. Scott Munger, the Wildcats
Finally
win.
Hey, good game for the Oak Ridge. They came out, they did what they needed to do. Wasn't when you look at the stats, it's pretty impressive, and still could have been a lot more impressive. Had a couple turnovers, a couple penalties, but in a game like this, you win big. 42-7. Nice victory for Oak Ridge. One more to go with Campbell County coming up next week.
That'll be senior night next Friday night, a week from tomorrow, a 7:30 kickoff against the Cougars, and Wildcats would like to close out their year with a 7-3 mark.
He was starting quarterback for the Oak Ridge Wildcats, Bradley Zulliger. First off, congratulations, Brad, and just talk about this victory and what it means to beat your rival, the Clinton Dragons.
Well, everybody was talking about we were going to kill them, and our coaches were just trying to keep us focused on that, not mattering about their record, just come out here and play like we have every other Thursday night tonight, but Friday nights, and we just went out there and got on them early, and they couldn't stop us.
Absolutely. Offense looked really impressive tonight. I think you finished with well over 500 yards on offense, and you yourself breaking a record with 324 passing yards. Talk about your passing game.
Well, the line did a great job protecting me, and the receivers were just catching the ball, catching everything I threw to them, and everybody just did a great job.
Yeah, you're able to spread it around tonight. I think Rashad had a few receptions. Ryan had an amazing game, and you're able to get to Ethan, able to get it to Will. Just seems like you guys got a lot of chemistry. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we've been working on passing a lot recently because I haven't been able to run the ball. I haven't been able to run the ball because of my kidney, but everything was just clicking. We've been practicing hard.
Yeah, and last week I think you had your shoulder was, remember your back was prohibiting you from throwing deep, and you look great tonight. How's it feel?
It happened in the Carnes game, the very first play, but it's a little sore, but it's a whole lot better than it was.
Absolutely, and see, next week you got Campbell County and then on into the playoffs. What are you guys going to have to do to really get some momentum going?
Just stay focused and just practice hard for whoever we got in front of us from Friday.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks.
All right, Dave, I think we're going to send it up to you and take a quick break, and then we'll be back with Coach Blade. And unfortunately, you weren't able to play this week. How long are you going to be out?
Hopefully I'll be able to be back by the first round of the playoffs. They said here in about 2 weeks I'm going to get my stitches out, and I'll be playing with a club on in the playoffs, but hopefully I'll be able to be back by then.
Now he's missing ball.
So you play offense and defense and offense. Is that going to prohibit your ability to carry the ball any?
I talked to Coach Rosser, and he said that I might be able to still get a couple carries, but it'll be difficult. I'm going to be able to hold with my right hand, but hopefully I'll still be able to get some running with my left hand. Be good.
Absolutely, and I think maybe this is the first time you've been injured. I'm not really sure. I know you had a lot of injuries in middle school with your arm. How's it feel? Is it any different watching from the sidelines?
Well, it stinks for sure not being able to be in there and help the team, but at least we got out here and were able to get a win as a team, and everybody looked good, so I'm happy for them.
Yeah, what kind of role are you taking over being on the sideline? Are you still into it a little bit, talking to your linebackers, talking to your guys on defense? Just talk about your role being injured.
Well, yeah, especially during practice, and then I try to watch them during the game, make sure they get their reads right, and if they think they did something wrong, I'll try to talk to them and see if I can help them figure it out. And so I'm just trying to help them do their thing.
Thanks, Elliot.
Thank you, Cam.
All right, Dave, let's see if we can get an interview with Coach Blade. I think we're going to take another break, send it back up to you, and then we'll get him for a little bit. Here with head coach Scott Blade. First off, congratulations, Coach. And how does it feel to get a win on Thursday night against your rivals, Clinton?
Feels great. Feels great. We had a great environment, the great week of preparation. It was a fun atmosphere to be a part of. Recognizing the '91 state champs, and got to talk with Coach Gaddis and Coach Lucier, and those guys I've known for a while and respected since I've been in the state. And big night for our assistant coaches, getting to be a part of that and catch up with those guys. And then, of course, the football game went really well. We continue to improve each week, and we're able to hit on all cylinders tonight. A couple of mishaps, which are my fault. I had called a couple of plays I probably shouldn't have, put our kids in a bad position. So I definitely take the brunt of that blame. But real proud of our kids. Keep fighting, and even down here with our JV kids playing tough football down in the last goal line stand there. So real proud of our kids, our effort, and it was a great night here.
Yeah, and a great game for Rian Hall. Aside from one fumble down here early in the game, I think he finished with over 250 yards, receiving and rushing combined, and 6 touchdowns, tying a Oak Ridge school record.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, he's getting better and better. I'm so proud of him. He's answered every bell we've thrown at him. You know, he's been start off at running back. He's our H receiver. He's played quarterback 3 games. Of course, has played some corner, played some kick returner. He's a special athlete, a special kid. He continues to work hard, and he's got that drive. He's got that competitiveness we need going into the playoffs, and we'll continue to build on him. But a lot of the guys answered the bell. We felt like the offensive line took control. Brad had a big night. I'm not sure what his totals are there, but I felt like the whole team is moving in the right direction.
Yeah, offensive line played really well. I think you had 209 yards rushing for the night, and Brad ended up breaking a single-game passing record with 324 yards passing, and he also had 4 touchdowns. Next week you got Campbell County. What kind of team are you going to have next week?
Well, we hope we can continue. It's going to be fall break, so our practice schedule will be a little different. That's always a challenge, but we're up for it. I'm excited to see us see if we can get 3 more days of practice and get a little better, and see if we can again go into playoffs with as much momentum as possible. Obviously, it'll be our last home game that we're guaranteed. It'll be the senior night, so it's a big night, big time for us again. Great atmosphere, so we'll look forward to doing it one more time next week.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
That's head coach Scott Blade. Back to you, Dave.
Oh, over here. I remember him. He took a lot of pictures.
That 91 team, I think the thing that set them apart, every team I've coached, you always had 1 or 2 guys that would really work beyond the call of duty. Just the work ethic was tremendous. Leadership was great. This team right here had more of those kind of people than any team I've ever been associated with in terms of leaders and workers, and they were just destined, I think, to be champions.
The greatest thing about this football team was it wasn't a football team; it was a brotherhood. And seeing a lot of these guys I haven't seen in 15 years. We've tried to stay close. And now with Facebook, it's been a lot easier to get this thing together. But this wasn't a team. This was a brotherhood from the time we were in 1st and 2nd grade, playing with each other at the boys' club. And I don't think that the kids realize nowadays how important it is to play for each other. And that's why this team was ultimately successful, is because we played for each other. We had a common goal. Nobody cared who got what, who got stats, who got their names in the paper. We cared for one another, and we ultimately, our goal is to win the state championship and nothing else. A lot of times when kids are playing football in their backyard, they're going to be Joe Montana or Jerry Rice or Emmett Smith. I was Tommy Lorndine, and I was Eric Menifee, and I was Eric Thomas, and I was Kim Pettis, and I was an Oak Ridge Wildcat. So growing up, Oak Ridge Wildcat players were my heroes, and that's who I wanted to emulate. And I was the kid on the steps, patting kids on the shoulder pads as they walked down every Friday night. I was here at every game. I didn't miss a game, and it was a dream, and it was a privilege when we played to put the Cardinal and Gray on. And we didn't take it lightly. We didn't disrespect it. And when we stepped foot on that field, we weren't just representing ourselves, but we were representing past Wildcats. And that's still near and dear to me. So, I know if Oak Ridge wins or loses every Friday night, and I don't like it when they lose, and I love it when they win, and I want them to win another state championship. It still means a lot to me to this day for Oak Ridge to be successful. Well, the atmosphere was unbelievable, especially for your big games, your Knox Centrals, your Halls, your Clintons. Games like that was unreal. A lot of times we'd come out, the first group we called it, the punters, kickers, receivers, quarterbacks, running backs, we'd come out to warm up, and the stands would be full. The bank would be half full. And so by the time the game started, the place was packed, and it was electrifying. It was one of the best environments I've ever seen for high school football.
It was special because we were such a close-knit group. A lot of us been playing middle school together, and we were rivals in middle school. So when that group came together, it just made us so much more better. And as far as getting along, and we worked all summer long towards that state championship. And it's great to get back together with the guys, man. We all, like I said, in high school, we were tight-knit. Every weekend after the games, we were together, and through the week. So it's good to see these guys that you haven't seen in 10, 20 years come back and see some good Oak Ridge football. Well, during the game, I remember at halftime, Coach Gaddis was going around and saying, somebody make a play, somebody make a play. And it just happened, he had pitched it over my head the first quarter, and I knew it was coming back again. So, it just felt good to make a play.
It feels great, man, to be back with my family, man. It's been a long time. I haven't seen a lot of these guys since I've been gone from school. So it's good to be back, meet everybody, and mingle. I mean, it was special, man, to, know that we just played all against each other coming up all through. Since I was young at the boys club, then played against each other at middle school. Then once we come together at high school, we made up our mind that we was going to win a state. That's what we did.
I have a special guest, Coach Bruce Zulliger. First of all, Coach, welcome back.
Well, thanks, guys. It's been a while.
It's been a long time, and you've been down these steps many times. A little special tonight.
Well, it is. A lot of great memories and some awesome men right there now, obviously. And it's amazing how fast time goes. It seems like it was last week. We were getting ready for the championship game, and having the stories that we were talking about earlier today was awesome. I mean, just what a great bunch of guys, and I'm so blessed to have spent some time with those guys, and hopefully give them a little bit of direction and experience and that type of stuff for their lives now.
Absolutely. I know lots going on in your life, I guess, in the last 20 years since these guys play. Catch us up on what you're doing now.
Well, I'm in Nashville, still coaching and teaching down at Father Ryan High School down there. So not a whole lot has changed in my life as far as that, trying to help some of this age's young guys find some direction to their life and hopefully teach them some life lessons.
I know you're on the sidelines here at Oak Ridge from, I guess, 82 to, I'm thinking, 2004. Got to have some special memories. Give me one memory just here at Blanket Chip Field.
Well, the thing that I guess sticks out is just not one. I mean, there's just so many. It's hard to pick one. I've been blessed to see a lot of young men play on this field, leave a lot of their hard work, hard effort out here on the field. We won some tremendous games here. We lost some tremendous games here as well, which I think, again, is part of learning life lessons. But it's just the young men that have gone through. I'm so proud to just been a part of their life and to have made maybe a little dent in some of the positiveness in their lives.
Well, I'm sure you have. Also, I'm sure it's special to be able to coach your own son here.
Well, you know, I didn't directly coach him, but he was on our team. But it was neat seeing him grow up, and I know a lot of these guys were his idol when he was a little guy running around up and down the hill and up and down the steps and running the water out there on the field to him and that type of stuff. And I know that I talked to him last night, and he knows I was coming up this way, and he said to wish everybody and say hi to everybody up here. Obviously, he has a lot of good memories from here as well.
Right, a lot of people do. Again, special place, 91 team. It's been an honor tonight. Have you been around a better football team than that one?
You know, no. You know, that's the only time I've been able to coach in the state championship team was that team there. I feel very, very blessed to have done that. A lot of good football players just walked on that field right there in that group. And I hope that I hope that the city, I hope that the fans of Oak Ridge football will continue to support the program. I'm sure there's a lot of young men running around here tonight that wish they could walk in those people's shoes. And I hope that the city will give them that opportunity someday.
Coach, it's great seeing you again. Thank you very much for your time. Good luck, and you've got a big ball game tomorrow night. Yeah, we got to get down to Franklin and play BGA, and it's a big region game for us. But I left our kids in good hands, and I know they'll give us the effort that's going to take for us tomorrow evening. Thanks again. Congratulations on what a great night tonight is. Thanks, guys. Say hi to everybody from the box. Will do. Thanks a lot.